Michael Collins made a secret bet with his colleague Neil Armstrong over their return to Earth from the Apollo 11 mission, and a mistake made by Buzz Aldrin would prove key for the winner. More than 50 years ago, on July 21, 1969, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins became international celebrities when their Apollo 11 mission successfully put the first man on the moon. Armstrong became an overnight sensation, jumping off the lunar lander and delivering his iconic "one small step" speech to the millions watching back home before being joined by Aldrin shortly after. Meanwhile, Collins piloted the command module Columbia alone in lunar orbit for 21 hours while the pair carried out their experiments on the moon. But the legendary astronaut revealed the true realities of their heroics during an interview with the BBC. But he knew the whys and the wherefores of the spacecraft. That went on for maybe 5 or 6 seconds before it was over, and we were clear. He said in 2019, they were wonderful crewmates, each in their own way. Buzz was from a technical background. Neil was not only a highly experienced test pilot. You were knocked back and forward during liftoff. We looked out the window, and my God, that moon was immense and so three-dimensional. Somehow, beyond its size and loss, it projects a feeling of fragility. It's a fragile, tiny little thing. You have the sunlight illuminating the ring of the surface. I looked back from 230,000 miles away, and I saw this tiny little object. Collins, now 89, said he was not envious that he never got to step foot on the moon. He added, I like being in the command module by myself. I had my own little way of doing things. I had hot coffee. In which case, he admitted, he would have returned home alone. I took the center seat out, and it was almost like being in a little church. I felt very much an equal partner with them. I'd be a marked man for the rest of my life. As far as feeling left out or anything, not at all. They only had one little motor. That was it, and it had to work perfectly. If it didn't, they were stuck on the moon, and I was not going to commit suicide. The former test pilot then highlighted the sobering predicament that Armstrong and Aldrin may not have made it back from the moon. He continued, I was going to come home, and I would not have been a happy returnee. I worried about ever having to be in that situation. He went on to reveal he had made a bet with Armstrong, but only lost thanks to a mistake from Aldrin. He continued, I had bet Neil a case of beer that we would not flip over during return. We hit the ocean so fast that Buzz, who was all prepared, his hand was jerked off and he missed the circuit breakers. I turned the switches and they didn't work because he hadn't pushed in the breakers. So we flipped over into stable 2 and I owed Neil a case of beer.